Hi, my name is Diane Schuster, and you're watching one of a series of videos that demonstrate the capabilities of COZYROC SSIS Plus, which is a software suite of tasks and components for SQL Server integration services. These demonstrations were built using SQL Server Integration Services 2005. The COZYROC tasks and components are available for SQL Server Integration Services 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, and 2014 in both 32-bit and 64-bit editions. For more information, please visit www.cozyroc.com. In this video, I'll show you how to use the Receive Mail task to receive emails encrypted with the MIME standard and extract their attachments. I will set up a filter dynamically at runtime so that I can process only the emails received since the last time this package was run. This task comes in a package of tasks and components called SSIS Plus that complements the standard SSIS. Instead of building from scratch in this demo, I'm going to show you how to make the modifications to an existing package, and the package that I'm starting with is actually receiving regular emails that are not encrypted. So I'll just show you the modifications to make to the package so that we can receive encrypted email and set up a dynamic filter that will only receive emails since a date that was saved in a SQL Server table. We use the execute SQL task to get the date from the SQL Server database, and we'll change the name to get date package was last run. Now we'll go in and configure it. So we set result set to single row, and of course we're using an OLADB connection type, and I've already set up the connection manager for the SQL Server database, and here's the SQL statement we're going to use to get the date. And now we go to result set, and we're going to set saved date as the result name. And this is the date from the database. And we're mapping that to a new variable that we need to configure. So we want it at the package level. And the name will be date last run. And consider that a string. And we'll just plug in a value for it, but of course this will be replaced at runtime by the date from the database. Now we're going to go into our task that we use to get the mail list and make modifications. We're going to use an expression now to fill in the filter, and the property that we're using the expression for, again, is the filter property. And we'll set up our expression to receive email from a specific email address that we know is sending us the encrypted email. And note that you can set this up to receive encrypted email or email that is not encrypted, but it can't detect which email is encrypted and which is not. So you have to use a separate task to receive encrypted email versus one to receive email that's not encrypted. This is how we fill in the date that we got from the database, and we evaluate the expression, and that looks good. Now we'll take a look at the task that we used to get the mail and see if we need any changes here, and everything looks good here. And now we'll go into the task that opens the mail and gets the attachments, and there we need to change decrypt to true. And we need to enter our private key now, the decryption key. And we'll use a connection manager for that. We'll set one up. And we're using an existing file. And now we go and browse for the file. And there it is. Click OK. And now we need to enter the password. This is the private key password. Now we're going to use the execute SQL task to save today's date in the SQL Server table. And that way, the next time the packages are run, it will know the last time it was run. So we're going to change the name to save today's date. Now we'll go in and configure it. First we'll set up the connection manager, and we'll use the same one that we used earlier to retrieve the date. Here's the SQL statement that I created to format the date in the correct format to be used in the filter the next time this package is run. Now we're ready to execute. And it was successful, so we'll stop debugging. We'll take a quick look at the execution results, and everything looks good. And we'll go take a look at the folder where we stored the attachments, and there are the files that we decrypted successfully. In case you're wondering about that private key that I used for decryption, there should already be a private key for encrypting and decrypting email on the account that you're accessing. So you would just go to the account owner and use the same key that they're already using. And this task does not support the other type of encryption and decryption, which is called OpenPGP, although COZYROC does have a task called OpenPGP that you can use to decrypt email that is encrypted with the OpenPGP encryption standard. In case you're wondering about the syntax of the filter parameter, you can find this information in the Receive Mail Task documentation on the COZYROC website. In summary, I've shown you how easy it is to extract attachments from encrypted emails using COZYROC's Receive Mail Task. In addition, I've shown you how to create a filter dynamically at runtime. This task comes in a package of tasks and components called SSIS Plus that complements the standard SSIS. And that concludes this demo.